Ta-da! For sync. So, everybody, I wanted to talk about tiny houses. Have anybody seen these things? There's a TV show called Tiny Houses or whatever. There's a lot of like growing movements in like some of the like I don't know if it's much larger cities, but like cities that are more metropolitan that are looking to expand or just basically have better space for people. So I don't know if anybody's heard about these tiny houses. What do you think about them? What do you think? Are they good? Are they bad? I've seen so many reports on like storage containers being used and people doing these things, and specifically, one of the things they are hurricane proof. We got a big problem with Harvey over here. There's another one coming, Category 6. Supposedly, I didn't even heard of that. It's not even possible. So, it's supposedly heading to Florida. So people are, hoping it's just going to disappear. It's not going to happen. Go get some stuff. Seriously, prepare. I guess nobody really worries about it until it happens to them. But look at what just happened to Texas. So, seriously, guys, it's crazy what's going on. But anyway, all the Caribbean should pretty much be worried about. But I'm not should focus on that. I just want to talk about these tiny houses. Has anybody seen this stuff? There's 20 people watching this, but still, I'm just curious if anybody's seen it, or seen these things. They're interested. They feel like, oh, that's a good thing. Like, what do you think? I want to hear some comments. Want to hear something because I need to stimulate some conversation, and I'd like to see if anybody has any ideas, thoughts, process, how you implement something like that, or how you would do it in your city, how you do it in your town, whether or not there's things that would prevent somebody from doing that. Whether or not you want to open a business like that. Imagine putting a bar in one of those things, just having a little, you walk over here, and then you got your little thing, and somebody comes over, and they're like, whoop, 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 and a little drink, sip, sip, and then they go. Whatever. I don't know what that was. But seriously, I'm just curious about whether or not that's a thing, and whether it's just a fad, or if it's going to actually be something that's sustainable for the future, because there's a lot of things that are going on. There's a lot of potential possibilities for future growth, for all different kinds of things in the world. So I think it's a cool idea. I personally am looking to do my own thing on that, but that'll come later. But I really do think that it's a really cool concept. Not just having like smaller footprint, but like my house is full of crap, like a bunch of stuff that I really just don't need. And I don't know if that's from growing up a certain way that you feel like when you grow up older, it's like you have to maintain a certain like lifestyle. Like I never had this, so I want to have that, or I got to give that to my kids, or whatever have you. But I personally just want to get rid of my stuff. I feel like I don't own stuff. I feel like this stuff owns me, if that makes any sense. So I want a smaller footprint, and I think that having a space that's pretty much utilized in the proper way, that everything you're doing has a reason and a purpose, then by all means. And so I think that's cool. That's me. Somebody else might be like, nah, I need to have a bowling alley, and they gotta have space. You want to do cartwheels in your state. Shout out to K-Dot. But for real though, I have no idea where else to go with that. Like, I really think it's cool. I think it's like one of those things that as soon as somebody told me about it, I was like, whoa, tiny houses. Like, I didn't know that was a thing. And then I watched a TV show, and like, shout out to the people who do the TV show. It's great. The work they do. I know contractors that can do some fast work, and they're, the charisma level's a little different. Those guys I think the show would be a little different. It'd be like a bunch of guys getting together, and you almost think it's not going to work, and it's going to work. Whereas in tiny house, every episode I've seen, it's like everything just kind of politely falls together in place, and everybody's just kind of like, yeah, this is what we're doing, and they do it. Whereas the guys that I know, they'd be like, oh, I have no idea how we're going to get this done, and then slam 4 or 5 beers later, and next thing you know, like, look at this, amazing, and it's like $20,000 worth of work, but it was done with like $250 or something like that. But I just think it's cool. I think it's really cool. I think it's a cool concept for people to think about, and even if you don't want to move into one or you don't consider it, people who have never thought about buying a house might be a viable option. Or people who have had the opportunity, it might be a good thing to people submit for other people to live in those houses and be like, hey, we can find affordable housing for people who don't know anything about it. I think it's cool. But anyway, I'm going to leave it on that note pretty much here. I'm just going to go play with these Legos.